Hello, everyone. My name is Joyce Connell. I'm the school counseling coordinator, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm with Marianne Flatley, our SEL counselor, and Cami Prescia, who is our SAS counselor, and also Jackie Valet, who is one of the school psychologists. We're happy to be here today to share some information with you about our programs and some of the things that we've been able to do with the freshmen thus far this year, and what our continued programming will look like next year. This is a recorded presentation, and therefore there would not be an opportunity for Q&A. However, we do invite you to set up an appointment with your counselor and discuss many of the questions that you may have pertaining to your freshmen. So I'm going to turn the program over to Ms. Flatley, who has been doing an awesome job with our freshmen in terms of their transition. And she will speak a little bit to some of the work that took place on the first day of school. Ms. Flatley?
Thank you, Mrs. Connell. Yes, it's been really wonderful welcoming the freshmen to Pleasantville High School. We had our orientation program on September 1st. Here are some pictures from the day. Our peer leaders, who are juniors and seniors, really kind of took the reins on that day. They facilitated group discussions, had icebreakers. They took students on tours of the building. And also students had the opportunity to run through their schedules and to meet some of their teachers, which afterwards, when we did survey the students, that seemed to be, from the students who answered the survey, one of their favorite activities, being able to do that run through. So when they had their first day of school the next day, they were kind of able to hit the ground running. But it was a really great day, and it really was a kickoff to a lot of the exciting things that we've been able to do with the freshmen this year so far.
Excellent, thank you. So the school counselors in the high school work a little bit differently than some of the counseling experiences your child may have had in the middle school. Throughout the 4 years, we kind of approach each year with a different purpose, if you will, in terms of what our theme or our direction is in terms of the work that we'll be doing with the students. The counselors are each assigned a group of students that they work with over the course of the 4 years. We don't specialize in one particular area. We're all trained and we have knowledge and experience in everything throughout the 9th and 12th grade years and everything in between. The academic part of our program really focuses around helping students choose their courses, balancing their academic rigor with those courses and electives that they may enjoy to explore through the 4 years. We also work towards the end in helping students use that academic transcript towards maybe going to college or pursuing initial careers or doing a gap year program. So over the next 4 years, we'll be working on things like career initiatives to get students familiar with different opportunities outside of school. We help students think about leadership and service opportunities in and out of the school to give them, again, some more skill sets and more comfort level with different opportunities. There is a lot of support within the school. The counselors work very closely with not only the school psychologists and the support staff, but also with the teachers and the families. So we do encourage communication throughout the 4 years. If there's anything that we can do to help your child and family have a good experience through high school, please reach out to your counselor. Some of the other things that we do are evening programs. Like last night, we had a financial aid program. We do college information programs with representatives who come to the school, not only to meet with students individually, but also as a panel presentation to really share with families the trends and some of the nuances in the college process. We do several class presentations throughout the course of the 4 years, along with Ms. Flatley, who helps us in the 9th grade year, which she'll speak a little bit about some of the work she's been doing this year with the students. We also push in to do some other types of activities around Naviance and career searches and college exploration. Some of the other evening programs that we've done over the years have focused around student challenges, mental health issues, We do work very closely with, as I said, the school psychologists. We've had programs that talked about student services through their IEP and accommodations through testing, such as the College Board and ACT. So we look forward to continuing those programs. We welcome you to attend as many or all that you would find appropriate for you and your family. And if you have any questions or suggestions, we welcome those as well. So, Ms. Flatley, back to the freshman social. What was that all about?
So just last week, we welcomed freshmen and their peer leaders to come to a freshman social that was in the front circle. We had lots of snacks, as you can see in some of the pictures. It was a really great opportunity for freshmen to be able to not only spend time with each other, but to reconnect with the peer leaders that they worked with at freshman orientation. They were able to ask questions. I think having a social a few weeks into school, or actually a month into school, students were able to ask more sort of pointed questions based on having experience now as a Pleasantville High School student. So we were very lucky. We had a beautiful day, and it was a really, it was a nice event for the freshmen.
So, Ms. Belay, could you speak a little bit about some of the work of the school psychologists and how closely you work with the teachers as well as the counselors?
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Villay. I'm one of 3 school psychologists here at the high school. There is also Dr. Jenna Lalia, who is the head of the TSP, that's the therapy support program. And then there is Mr. Greg Kemp, who is the head of the ISP, which is the individual support program. So in addition to us 3, we have 4 psychology interns, 2 of which are full-time, and 2 of which are part-time, who help us with our caseload. So some of the things that we do is we might meet with students who have social and emotional challenges, such as anxiety, depression, anger, ADHD, and learning disabilities, or even learning difficulties. We work very closely with the school counselors and school faculty to support students' academic and social emotional needs. We work with the Committee on Special Education to refer kids to the CSE and determine if there are any learning differences there or things that might interfere with school functioning. And we provide individual and group counseling, as well as consultation to parents and students when appropriate. So we do a lot of umbrella kinds of things in the building. And if you feel like your child would like to check in with one of us, our doors are always open for support.
Great. Thank you so much. And so also we have with us today Ms. Cami Preisha, and she is our Students Assistance Counselor. And I was wondering, Cami, if you could speak a little bit to the work that you do here in the high school.
Sure, thank you. Yes, so I'm the Student Assistance Counselor here at the high school and also the middle school. As the Student Assistance Counselor, I provide individual and group counseling for all students in the building, should they want to use my services. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, so all of my sessions with children are completely confidential. And I also do a lot of awareness activities with the kids. They might come home and tell you this month we're going to bring awareness to Red Ribbon Week, and it's a drug prevention awareness activity. So the kids will be participating in different sorts of activities all week long, where they will be, we already started yesterday at the freshman wellness program, where all the students made different signs that we're going to hang up for this in school for Red Ribbon Week, which just sort of is talking about their personal coping skills, how they choose to be drug and alcohol free. So whether that's playing soccer or listening to music, whatever their individual coping skills are. So I do a lot of work around awareness activities, as well as individual and group counseling. Also, I'm the adult advisor for Sources of Strength. Sources of Strength is a mental health awareness and prevention program here that students can certainly sign up for. Everyone is welcome. And in addition to awareness activities and counseling, I also provide referrals to families. So if you are at all concerned about your student, or if you are concerned about one of their friends, or if you are looking for an outside therapist or any sort of referral service, you can certainly call me and we can talk about it. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to invite Ms. Flatley back to really speak to us a little bit more about the SEL work that she's been doing here in the high school. And I know she's done a lot throughout the district, but most specifically the work she's doing with the freshmen.
Thank you. So I included this information because I think when we talk about SEL, it's important to know exactly what we're referring to. So this is from from CASEL, the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. And this really guides the SEL benchmarks for state education in New York. And it also aligns with the mindsets and behaviors for student success, with which the school counselors use as sort of a guide for all of the programming and interventions that we do. So these 5 core competencies are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. And that really aligns with our DBT Steps A program. Just a little bit of background. This is the 5th school year that the 9th grade is receiving classes related specifically to basically developing coping skills in 9th grade. Up until this year, there's been 16 classes this year because I feel really fortunate to have gotten to know this freshman class when they were in middle school. So I worked with them in 7th and 8th grade. They're coming in after me working with them through their health classes in 8th grade with some foundational knowledge of these Steps A skills. So we've kind of changed the program this year, and we can go to the next slide and I can show you. These are the benefits of SEL. I always think that that's important too. And I think, obviously we're an educational institution, and SEL, the benefits of teaching these social emotional competencies really are linked to better educational outcomes, in addition to a host of other positive outcomes. We can go to the next slide, please. So the way that we've evolved in terms of our freshman advice, we're calling the DBT Steps A classes that students are now receiving in English and social studies, a freshman advisory. An advisory is a concept that this freshman class is very familiar with from 7th and 8th grade, that started in the counseling program. It's a way to connect with students, to talk about relevant issues, and to also teach them these skills and competencies that will really help them not only as students, but in life in general. So because students are coming in with a lot of foundational knowledge, every month there's going to be an advisory through English and social studies. So while in the past freshmen have gotten 16 of these classes, we've reduced that to 10. And we're making them very targeted and really aligning with the school counseling program. These are the core skills that are addressed in DBT Steps A, and they really do align with the CASEL core competencies: mindfulness, really building self-awareness, emotion regulation. What are things that students can do to make them less vulnerable to emotional responses? How do they help themselves to regulate when they're feeling, distress or other types of challenging feelings? Relationship skills, interpersonal effectiveness, how do they relate to their peers, their teachers, their family? And parents will receive information. Mr. Palumbo includes in his weekly update. What we're doing is a skill of the month. So there's information through Mr. Palumbo's update, and then also through Schoology for parents. If you ever have any questions specifically, please reach out to me. I would be happy to answer any questions or ideas. So this was yesterday. So we in mapping out the 10 advisories, we used the PSAT day in the morning because the freshmen did not, have anything related to testing. We were able to work with a whole team of members of the counseling department, of faculty, to help run an advisory workshop. So it served as the second advisory session. We also use peer leaders who are running groups in orientation to help facilitate the assembly that we had in the auditorium, and then we had breakout groups. So we not only shared, important information, but the ninth grade was able to work in teams to talk about how they, use the different emotion regulation skills that were taught. And they also took part in a collaborative art project that Ms. Puchet referenced earlier. This is a picture of this Celebrate Life tree, and all the freshmen wrote ways that they find joy. What are their sort of like natural highs? What are the activities that they do that make them feel good? It was a really great day. And I do believe that it was meaningful. It was a meaningful use of time. So just some upcoming events in line with the advisories that I've been referring to. On Friday, the 28th of October, the topic is going to be a strengths explorer in Naviance. So this really aligns with that mindfulness, the self-awareness skills that are so important for freshmen to develop throughout high school, really finding out like, what are their passions? What are their interests? This strengths explorer can help figure out what type of electives to take, to what kind of clubs that they might want to try. So this is a really, really meaningful assessment. And again, we're really tying it to the whole school counseling program for the ninth grade. And then, as Ms. Puchet also mentioned, there is a annual training for Sources of Strength, which is a wellness program. And that is on Friday the 4th. So if you have any questions about Sources of Strength, you can absolutely, or the advisories, talk to your student's counselor, or you can always reach out to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that concludes our presentation. We are very excited to be here for the freshmen, and we're looking forward to having more opportunity to work with them. So if there's any questions, please reach out to your counselor, Ms. Flatley, Ms. Villay, or Ms. Prisha. Thank you so much and have a great day.